you all on this very innovative topic, sustainable innovations in civil engineering. So here I try to integrate two systems. One is the civil engineering domain with ICT, that is the information communication technology. That is how best we are going to provide a smart solutions using technology in civil domain. So as a brief about me, who I am, where I am working, what is my experience, everything. I need not going to explain all these things here. Just I'm having a, you can have a glance of that. So I am Professor Jagdish Godian, working in President's University as a professor in civil, and also I'm looking at the academic research as a deputy dean. In addition to that, my educational background, you can say that graduated from Hubli, Karnataka, government college, then MTech in environmental from Mysore University and IIT Bombay, PhD. I did. Then I got a lot of work. Yes, I do have almost 29.5 years. I worked in Maharashtra and Delhi under MIT group of institutions, starting from lecturer to heading the group as a director. So, and also I got the best awards, and also I am the NPTEL domain scholar and then life member. Okay. And then I got good grants also for my research and all those things, even from Maharashtra Pollution Control Board and also here in Karnataka, KSTA and all the other things. So I got two patents, and then I generally work on sustainable technology and as a sustainability, and then application of smart solutions in civil engineering. And I do got the certain certifications from the prestigious universities in this area, whether smart cities or sustainability and all those things. This is about a brief about me. So then coming to the outline of today's discussion, if you look into the presentation flow, so first of all, I'm going to give you what is the sustainability, and because we are talking about sustainable solutions using technology, first we must understand what is sustainability in civil engineering. In addition to that, I'm going to talk brief about what are these innovative approaches to balance infrastructure growth and environmental concerns. So I'm talking about the sustainable development. See, we cannot neglect the development at the same time, not at the cost of the environment. So we have to find a via media, and we have to find a solution so that development must be there as well as the environment must be protected. That is what the concept of sustainable development is all about, that I'm going to discuss. And then the smart solution, some of the smart solution I'm going to talk about the materials, especially the materials, how exactly using smart solutions I can recycle the materials so that I can keep my the raw materials, natural raw materials intact. And then using these recycled materials, how exactly I need to characterize these materials, know the characterization of these materials so that I can use them as a fillers instead of using 100% raw materials obtained from the natural exploration. I'm going to use majority of the recycled materials where I require some smart solutions here. That is I'm going to discuss, and that is the concept of smart solution and their application in infrastructure development. Then we have developed one concept called as smart dwelling system. And then that is, we have actually done a experimentation. We have conducted the practicals. We have erected a small cubicle buildings wherein we have used the sensors and also IoT to monitor how much the thermal measurements as well as the air pollution monitoring using the sensors within the dwelling, what we have developed. And then we have come up with the thermal index, thermal comfort index, as well as the comfort index, thermal index as well as the comfort index for the buildings, wherein we are not going to use any air conditions and all those things throughout 365 days. That is what the research is going on. We have made it to almost 70%. We have done with that. Then how this data collected through sensors using IoT, how this is going to help us in optimizing construction construction, optimizing construction also, as well as the method of construction, and also maintenance. So that is what the maintenance is also very, very important from that angle. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the case study, what we are doing now. Lastly, I'm going to summarize, okay, and the take home message will be there. So about an hour, I'm going to talk, and then after that, we can have a discussion. Anybody has got any questions to ask, you are free to ask the questions. Okay. Then coming to that, first of all, when we talk about sustainability, we talk about technology, we can talk about the integration of these two. First of all, we try to understand what is the environment framework. As we are aware that environment means it is a physical surroundings where we are all living together and interacting with physical and as well as biotic and abiotic components. And then this is how
Sir, the audio is not available.
Yes, sir. Please
Uh,
unmute your mic, sir. Please unmute your mic. Jagdish, sir, please.
but what people are doing, all I have talked about 10 minutes almost, 5 minutes.
No,
Okay.
just right now it was muted, sir. Just 2 minutes back.
How come? Who is muted that? Okay, no problem. No, you can, then you can make this thing now. Okay. No audio is no now available. How many of you actually listen to me? Hello,
yes,
Jitendra.
sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Now I'm audible. Prior to that,
After 2 minutes, you are out of
okay,
without the
2 minutes.
instruct.
Okay, no problem. No problem. So, okay. So I'm talking about this sustainable. Slides are moving. Slides are moving.
No, sir. No, sir.
Now slides are not moving.
Yes, before that there was slide also and your voice also. Just right now from 2 minutes, no slides are there, no voice are there.
No voice, no slides. Now
No,
also not. Slides are not moving now also.
not moving, sir. Please reshare, sir. Reshare.
Okay, then okay, no problem, no problem. I'll try to do that. No problem. What went wrong? Something went wrong.
Now it is visible.
Now slides are visible. Okay. Now are they changing?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm in sustainable development. Everybody is in sustainable development. Looking into that slide.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So kind of you. Thank you. As I mentioned, sustainable development. Okay. When I talk about sustainable development, as just now in the previous slides, I have compared development with the sustainable development. So where development talks about the only quality of life of present generation, but that is not the case in case of sustainable development. As the Brundtland Commission in 1987 only, they have given a definition: development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. Okay, from that angle. So now, another definition given by UNEP, carrying capacity of supporting ecosystem. As just now, in the 5 minutes back, I'm talking about the infinite capacity and finite capacity. So that means we call it as an environmental capacity. Environmental capacity to provide you the resources, environmental capacity to assimilate the discharge you are throwing into the nature. They are both are finite. They are not infinite. If they are infinite, then nobody would have talked about pollution and nobody would talk about the sustainable technologies or sustainable development. So that means now, because of this finite capacity, we need to provide a supporting system. That is what we need to talk about: innovative approaches in sustainability as innovative approach in using technology. Okay, so that is to enhance the Earth's life support system. We talk about the environmental capacity, how to keep it intact, or how to improve it, or how to provide a support. Whenever you are discharging your wastewater, then you try to treat it so that it is within the environmental capacity to take care further. And then also when you are exploring the natural resources, you have to take care, because they are not going to be infinite. They are going to end somewhere. That is why you talk about reuse, recycle, and all those things. Reduce, reuse, recycle, from that concept. Okay. Whether it is a material or whether it is in the process, is how you can do. So generally it boils down to 3 dimensions of sustainability. That is now, we talk about in general eco-centric concerns, socio-centric concerns, techno-centric concerns. So if you look into the concept of 3 dimensions of sustainability, when it is eco-centric concerns, that natural resources and ecological capacity. Natural resources are limited, ecological capacity is limited. So this is a concern. That is what we need to take into account during addressing the sustainability. Then ultimately, we talk about technocentric concerns, techno-economic systems. Okay, now we need to develop the technologies, whether it is CDW or CDTs. Okay, then from that angle, we need to address the techno-economic systems. Then socio-centric concerns, that is the human capital, the population, and then social expectations. Whatever the products you are going to develop, okay, that means how it is going to have an impact on the people who are using, how you can reduce that. So these 3 concepts, social, economic, and as well as the environment, these are the 3 dimensions of sustainability. We have to take care from that angle. Okay, this is a sustainable approach. Okay, so moving further, there are 17 goals given by the Sustainable Development. That is UN has given Sustainable Development Goal, SDGs we call. So there, my talk is going to concern about SDG 12 as well as SDG 13 as well as SDG 15. Okay, so we out of 17, in my talk or in our research, what we are doing at presidency now is talking about the responsible consumption and production, SDG 12, then climate action, reduced greenhouse gases and emission, SDG 13, and SDG 15, life on the earth, conserving natural resources. So how exactly we are going to do it? From that, we have set up our own, as I mentioned, three models, a small cubicles constructed out of the recycled concrete hollow blocks. Okay, we have prepared, and then with a different percentage. That's how we did it. That what I'm going to explain in general. And then here we are using the two prominent materials. One is a recycled, that is one is the CD waste, that is we call them as recycled concrete aggregates. Okay, then we are using the industrial waste, that is the fly ash or a coal bottom ash from the industry, that is a waste product of an industry. Using these two, we are preparing the blocks catering to the IS specifications, where minimum 5 MPa strength is required for the considered to be a load bearing from that angle in the manufacturing of the concrete. Then monitoring the comfort index parameters using the sensors and IoT in the constructed models. 3 models we have constructed, prototype using sensors, and then ultimately then we have analyzed it using a software event. Okay, with respect to thermal comfort, with respect to the comfort index. Okay, overall comfort with including the pollution level and everything. Okay, then here we are monitoring temperature, humidity monitored using sensors mounted inside the model. Okay, so this is, if you look into the overview of the flow diagram, what we have followed in this study about the recycled coarse aggregate and coal ash and everything. And ultimately, the study outcome, if you look into the study outcome, we are complying to the 3 dimensions: sustainability, social, environment, and economy. And here we talk about using IGBC or World Health Organization, and also the American code systems, and also Indian code systems we are referring to while monitoring, while preparing the concrete for the manufacturing of the hollow blocks. And we have created some cavities in the hollow blocks, and in that cavities we are filling the agricultural waste, whether it is areca nut or it's a grass husk ash or it is a coconut fibers. We are filling, that means they are going to act as a thermal insulators. And this is an experiment we have done, so that ultimately when I am using the recycled concrete aggregates, then definitely to produce the natural aggregates we required some, that is how we are reducing the greenhouse gas, that is the carbon emissions we are doing. That is also environmental index. We try to work out on that. Okay, then we talk about direct as well as indirect cost over here. Then from the economy point of view, so that is, we are talking about 3 dimensions here. One is economy. Economy in the sense we are not using 100% natural aggregates, 100% natural sand, 100% natural, that is cement. Okay, these are the ingredients required to prepare a concrete, as you are all aware of that. Okay, cement, natural aggregates, coarse as well as fine. Okay, then the cement. So now we try to reduce without reducing the requisite compressive strength that is required to construct the building from that angle. Okay, so then here we are trying to replace the cement is a binding agent. So we try to replace that partially with coal ash. Okay, then we are going to replace the fine aggregates, that is sand, with the fine concrete aggregates available. Then dust like that, that is a crushed dust from the CD waste. Then we are going to the coarse aggregate, that is a recycled coarse aggregates, recycled concrete coarse aggregate replacing the natural aggregates. This is the experiments we have done, and then ultimately we have calculated the how much carbon emissions will be reduced depending upon the proportioning, how much proportion of this natural along with this recycled we are using. And then ultimately we are keeping intact the what is the compressive strength, the desired compressive strength for whether it is a load-bearing structures or using in the load-bearing structures or using in the non-load-bearing structures like pavements and all those things. So that is a different way we are looking at. So then once we have manufactured these bricks, and then we have erected 3 models, and after erecting these 3 models, then for almost 1.5 years, we have monitored using the sensors for both thermal as well as the air pollution. So then we have got a set of data, and then we are now in the try to inference, drawing inference from all these things. And then in a couple of months, you may get to read a good paper either in elsewhere or in ASC. It is under review also. That thing we can notice. Okay, now here economy, and then if you come to the environment, ultimately, we are contributing to the protection of environment, because one is we are saving natural material, another one is we are saving the waste dumping site, wherever this waste is dumped, and ultimately we try to make that area or that land useful. So that is from the environment point of view. From the social point of view, then see, we are talking about the comfort index within the building. When we talk about a comfort index within the building, so without using the artificial comfortness, in the sense without using air conditioners, as well as without using daylighting. That means we are talking about both using materials in the construction, using materials as a pillars, using the construction methods, change in the construction methods. We try to achieve a comfortable index, which will be more effective from the health point of view with respect to the social dimension. This is what our study is concerned about. Here we are using the concept sustainability as well as we are using the technology. Okay. So this is what the materials we have used, natural materials as well as the recycled materials. We have used all these things. Okay. Then this is the different proportions with whether it is a rectangular hollow blocks or the circular hollow blocks, like that. So from that angle, we are using the recycled concrete aggregates, and then natural coal ash 0%. That is the natural this length mix 1, mixed 9 with the different proportions of coal ash, as well as the recycled concrete aggregates, coarse aggregates, and recycled concrete fine aggregates. The different mixes we have prepared, and then we have tested in our lab and all those things. Then ultimately, we have find out what is the compressive strength we are getting. This study has been done very judiciously, and from that angle. Prior to that, many tests have been conducted based on this, and these are all the tests we have conducted, and these are the results we obtained, which are falling in line with as per the both IS codes as well as the American concrete codes and all those things. Okay, this is if you look into the comparison of ASTM, that is American code, as well as the Indian IS codes. So then we compared both rectangular as well as the hollow blocks, and then where for a non-load bearing, which one will be suitable, which mix will be suitable. This is what we have did. Then ultimately, after that, see how we have decided this mix and all those things. It's based on the analysis. Okay, we have done the material characterization. Okay, and its impact on strength and thermal. Okay, we have done the material analysis with the SEM of natural aggregates as well as that. Okay, then chemical composition. This is very, very important, so that ultimately you can decide the proportion of mix where it will be gelled together, and you can produce the concrete which should be almost same as that of natural materials. So that is what this analysis is very, very important, whether ADX or SEM analysis of both natural as coarse aggregate, to decide the proper mix. That what we have done. Okay, then based on that, we have done some characterization inferences. So that is the ash with higher content of unburned carbon has more porous and vesicular texture, and consequently crust more under compacting and loading. That means we need to strengthen this. How are we going to strengthen this? That means now we know the Why we are doing this material characterization? To understand the SWOT. That is, what is the strength of this material? What is the weakness of this material? So that means we are talking about the composite materials. We are making a composite. Concrete, you know, concrete is a composite material. Ultimately, that means the strength of other material, we try to incorporate in the weakness of the other material. Then we are going to come up with the very good material which can get the desired property. Okay, for whether it's a load bearing or whether it's a non-load bearing activity, whatever you want from that angle. So then again, the thermal conductivity we have done of the concrete, because see, we are talking about thermal index. We're talking about the comfort, thermal comfort within the house, 365 days. Okay, when it is 365 days within the house, then ultimately one thing I already told, that we are not going to use any artificial, okay, that is air conditions we are not going to use. We want to keep intact the temperature, conducive temperature of 20-25, less than 20 degree to 25 degree throughout the year. So from that, here we talk about the materials used in the construction, materials used as a filler materials, and then method of construction. To know this, to understand this, we have to have the characterization of this material, whether we are using as a construction material, whether we are using as a filler material. If we know the material characterization, then accordingly we can decide, so that already we know the desired result is we want to maintain a thermal comfort about 20-25 degrees Celsius throughout the year in a particular building inside. Indoor environment we talk about, and again the indoor air pollution we talk about. That means the barriers, the pollution barriers, we need to, how these materials will be the pollution barriers, or how this, whether construction materials or whether it is the filler materials, how they are going to arrest the pollutant that is entering into the house and all those things. From that angle, the study is going on. Okay, so again, we are using some, in order to get the desired strength, sometimes we are using the additive mixtures and all those things. So admixtures we are going to use. These are all the things we did. And then again, when the analysis of the SEM analysis, we got the potassium content is low, and that's why it's a decrease in the workability, plasticity, and cohesion of the concrete. That means now we try to improve how we can make up. That is what we did. And then again, the effect of recycled concrete on the reduced from 1.2 watt per MK as composition to natural, that is 100%. See, we talk about reduce from 100% to 0% in concrete mix. So that means recycled aggregate. Okay. So that coefficient from that angle we did. Then again, the thermal conductivity. How the thermal conductivity for the dry condition, okay, 18% and 32% decrease related to the conventional mortar, 100% recycled fine aggregate mortar if we are going to use. This is some of the literature we have taken, and based on this, we have conducted the experiment. And then coming to the environmental impact assessment of recycled concrete aggregate. So actually, as I mentioned, we have constructed 100 square feet model, as I told you in the initial time of my this lecture. So this is using this equation. We have calculated the embodied carbon coefficient and GHG emissions and all for the different mixes. Mix one, as I mentioned, 9 mixes we are having. Different mixes, that is 5 mixes using, that is fine aggregates and coarse aggregates. Here you can see the ingredients: cement, fly ash, that is manufactured sand. M sand means manufactured sand, recycled concrete aggregates, and natural concrete aggregates in different proportion. And then how much greenhouse gas emissions will be there based on the different proportions. Then as you reduce more cement and more natural aggregates, then you are going to get less carbon emissions. That is what the study mentions about that. Then again, when you are talking about the cost evaluation of recycled concrete aggregates and hollow concrete blocks under different scenarios, you talk about the conventional rectangular cavities hollow block, circular cavities hollow block. As I mentioned, we have made cavities in the blocks. Okay, I think if you not in the first slide only, I have shown you somewhere here. You can look into this. These are the cavities we have created. These are the rectangular cavities, and these are the circular cavities of the blocks we have made. And then in these cavities, we have filled the grass husk as well as the coconut fibers, okay, as a pillar materials. Okay, this is what the study has been done with respect to the economy is concerned. That means how long from where we are bringing these recycled materials, that cost. We have got three different scenarios: direct cost of material, including transport; additional cost of RCA, demolition site, landfilling site, recycling unit we are going to consider; then additional recycled concrete aggregate cost. Okay, so these are the things we have done. Then the second part, we are talking about the monitoring. Means whatever the models we have constructed within that models. So we are comparing this with the blocks, the unit which we have constructed using the market, using the available blocks in the market. That means they are made out of full natural aggregates, full cement, and then there is no recycled material is used, and there is no cavities. That one block we have constructed. Then remaining two blocks, what we have manufactured these hollow concrete blocks with cavities as well as rectangle as well as circular. Another two blocks we have made, and then there we have monitored in all the thermal as well as the pollution parameters. We have monitored from that angle. Then we have compared how exactly which one, rectangular or a circular cavity hollow blocks unit is comfortable with respect to thermal as well as with respect to comfort index. That is what we did. Okay, from that angle, see, this is the experimental setup we have done. These are the one we are having the completely. This is an natural blocks, natural material without cavity, rectangular blocks, cavities, and then circular cavities in a rectangular block. These three units. Along with that, actually, we have used the sensors, and then these are the sensors. You can see, look into the sensors along with. You can see how it will be taken in that way. So we have done this model, and then we have monitored 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. in week 1, like 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. in week 2 for humidity variation, temperature variation in different models, model 1, model 2, model 3, like that. What we did. Then ultimately, again from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Okay. So then you can see the temperature up to 5 degrees lesser and 3 degrees lower in experienced in model 3 and model 1 respectively with respect to model 1. So from that, when we are analyzing the data, what we obtained from these three models with respect to thermal comfort, with respect to pollution comfort, then ultimately we decided. So again, 6 to 12 morning, 12 to 6 evening, and 6 to 6 entire night. So that is how we have monitored for in the temperature, in humidity in this model using the sensors and IoT based. Okay. So from this, okay, this is what we did. Okay. Okay, now if you look into the temperature inside the three models appear to be similar in the range of 24 to 25 degrees Celsius. Mean temperature is this much and all those things. And the relative humidity is almost half times lesser than the remaining in the evening slot due to the rapid drop in the temperature and chillness in the midnight. That is what we have talked about. And then so we have a brief summary about our study. If you look into that, look into the rectangular hollow blocks. Here we talk about coarse aggregate 35%. Okay, that's sorry, coal ash. Coal ash is 35%, which is the replacement for the cement. Then we are going to have recycled concrete aggregate 70%. Okay, can be used as a load bearing, where exactly when we have manufactured this type of concrete blocks with this proportion, we got an strength of compressive strength of greater than 13 MPa. So it is holds goods for both ASTM code as well as ISI standards, where ISI standards maintains greater than 5 MPa, but whereas the ASTM mentions 13 MPa. Both and the addition of recycled fine aggregate as a replacement for the M sand has failed to meet this ASA. When we are replacing the manufactured sand for sand, then ultimately it is not going to meet the ASTM standard of 13 MPa. It is meeting the IS standards. Okay. So again, if you look into that, both ASTM as well as IS cases, if you take circular hollow blocks of having coal ash 25% and then RC recycled coarse and as well as fine aggregate 50%, and then coal ash 35% and recycled concrete aggregate 70%. So if in this proportion, they are both going to satisfy both the ASTM as well as IS codes. And again, coming to the one conventional recycled concrete hollow blocks and rectangular cavity hollow blocks and circular cavity hollow blocks emits this much of greenhouse, where one, if you look into the proportion of coal ash 45 and recycled coarse as well as fine aggregate of 90%, where in that case recycled, that is the rectangular concrete hollow blocks as well as circular concrete hollow blocks emits 0.84 to 0.9 kg of greenhouse gases. This is how we have calculated the greenhouse gas emission and reduction, and then that is now, if you work out, that it's almost reducing 40% environmental impact. This is this is environmental dimension. Okay, from that angle. So if you look into the cost dimension, sustainability, cost of one conventional rectangular cavity hollow blocks and circular cavity hollow blocks is 58 and 42 Indian rupees. Okay, wherein if you're going to have this proportion of coal ash 45 and both RC FEAS 90, then you're going to have only 23 and 28. This is how the reduction of almost 50% in economy. Okay, then again, if you come to the thermal conductivity, coal, bottom ash, and cement is due to the differing physical and chemical, that we have done the SEM analysis. From there, we got these parameters. Then coal bottom ash has a lower thermal conductivity. That is what we wanted due to its insulating material, porous structure, and low density, while cement has a higher thermal conductivity. Thereby, I can reduce the transmittivity factor. So if you are using cement, there will be more during the summer, more heat will be transmitted through the body. And then there also we are making cavities, and there we are filling there how we can reduce the transmittivity of the temperature from outside inside and from inside to outside during the winter. That is what we did from that angle. Again, if you look into the as I mentioned, monitoring is done 6-12 afternoon and 12 to 6 evening, and then 6 to 6 in the entire night from that angle. And then we have analyzed, and then from that angle also we have got some data, and this is how we got to know. So if you look into that, yes, it is possible that using technology, using the recycled materials, whatever we say, the waste products of industry, waste products of construction, demolition waste can be effectively utilized using a technology so that we can reduce a considerable impact on the environment, okay, and also on the social aspect of the population, social aspect also. This is what the study concludes. And then I'm happy to note that almost 4 to 5 papers in a very good reputed journals are under review, and they are going to come. And definitely you people will be able to read the finer aspect of our study, and then you can take further the study to at a higher level, so that together we can make it into a reality, how to construct the how to go for a infrastructure, sustainable infrastructure using the recycled concrete demolition waste as well as the this industrial waste. So that means we are going to serve two purposes. One is the exploration of the natural material will be reduced, and also the dumping of the waste will be reduced. Then thereby the sustainability can be achieved. So with this, I have got an equation called as Jago equation of sustainability. I always talk to every presentation. So here, as I mentioned, sustainability. Okay. So that means now we talk about sustainability in that sense. We talk about the capacity, environmental capacity, whether to produce the natural resources and to assimilate the waste, what you are discharging. So that sustainability must be equal to 1. If you want to achieve that sustainability equal to 1, then we must know environmental capacity is finite. It's not infinite. That is why I kept EC minus, that is the rate of resource consumption. That is what my presentation talks about, utilizing the recycled materials. How we are going to utilize the recycled materials more and more so that we can reduce the exploration of natural materials. That's why EC minus RRC. We have to reduce. Then again, we have to reduce the disposal of waste. When we try to, using technology, we try to use the recycled material into our main activity, ultimately it's going to reduce the waste assimilation capacity. That is, it's going to help the waste assimilating capacity of the environmental capacity. That's what I wanted to say. So that means we try to get S equal to 1. So that means when S should be always positive. If it comes in negative, then ultimately it will not be achieved. So coming further, discussing further, we have got two very good principles given by American Society of Civil Engineers. One is the first principle says that do the right project. It talks about sustainable development for civil engineers. Principle 1 says that do the right project. So what do you mean by the right project here? A proposed project in economic, environmental, and social. That is what I talked about, the 3 dimensions. It should comply to the 3 dimensions of sustainability. Okay, it should be addressed and understood by all stakeholders who are all involved in that particular project. Okay, and then once you decided that the project is right, then do it right. Then we have to see to it that how we are able to achieve the 3 dimensions of sustainability. The civil engineer shall actively engage stakeholders, secure public understanding, acceptance of project, economic, environmental, and social cost and benefits and everything. Once you decided that that project is right, then our responsibility is do that project right so that we can get the desirable 3 dimensions of sustainability met, whether it is economy, environment, and social. So this is how, these are the 2 very good principles given by the American Society of Civil Engineers, ASC principles. We need to follow these whether we want, if you want to achieve sustainability, and then definitely it can be achieved using the technology, as one of the case study I mentioned what we have did here. Okay, so these are all the sustainable goals, development goals. This is what I wanted to discuss with you all. If you have got any questions, I'm happy to answer those questions. If you have got anything to ask, I hope. Any questions or anything to ask, I'm there to help you. Okay, let me, okay. So if any questions are there, you are most welcome. Hello. Hello.
Hello, everyone. If participant has any questions, then they can type it in the chat box or they can
Yeah,
unmute.
definitely. I love to interact with the participants if they have got any doubt. I hope, Abhishek, it was clear and audible, clearly audible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it was. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think everybody got some message to take it further from the research point of view.
Yes, sir.
If anybody has got anything to ask, you are most welcome. So we need to ask questions. If you are doing research, continuously you need to ask questions to yourself. ask questions to the resource persons whom you are interacting. That is the need of the hour if you want to do a good research. Okay, come on, open up. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Okay. Hmm? Lot of technology now you can adopt in civil engineering, especially IoT, whether it is a smart cities, smart buildings, smart irrigation systems, okay, smart infrastructure management, okay. So even good concepts are there. Even you can use some softwares, beautiful softwares are also available. Okay, that means where you can, but when you are using the software, you need to know how the software works. Okay, don't follow the black box approach. Whenever you are creating the input data, you must know how the software works, at least some background about the software, and then what input data you are giving, and then how that input data is processed, how it is customized, because every software is customized by a particular desired output, whether it is fit into your this thing, or even you can, if you know how the software is processing, then you can customize to your needs. Okay, so that is whether it is a beam, whether it is a rivet in the construction, whether you want to, because see now what is the advantage of using the software? Advantage of using the software is you can do the many simulations. You need not to do always the physical experimentations. So now here you can change so many permutation combinations, and then you can you can use the MATLAB. And there are good toolboxes are available if it is required for your end of study. So from that angle, the advantage of using the simulation softwares is that you can create the different types of models where you can expect the desired output what you want. So you can change, but physically if you are doing, you have to do every time experiments, lot of materials are required, time is invested. Okay, then from that angle, if you know, if you are, you have to conduct experiments. So that means once you train your software using those experimental data, and then you can test it, you can validate it, and from that angle you try to customize, and then you move further, then it will accelerate. Then your research will be accelerated, and your permutation combinations, whatever you want to make to get the desired results, that will be there. So now the buzzwords in present this thing is sustainability and technology. That is smart solutions, means it is using technology. You must know what is this technology, how this technology can to be used, especially IoT applications in civil engineering. As I mentioned about whether it is water management, whether it is smart city, whether it is the drainage systems, or whether it's flood monitoring. A lot of areas one can work, one can do that way. And if you got any specific questions to ask, I'm there with my whatever the knowledge I'm having. I'm able to clear your doubt if you are having anything. Okay. Yeah. I think everybody understood a lot. I think so. Nobody is having any questions, or nobody is having any doubts, I think. Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how you link this artificial intelligence and machine learning with this sustainability, sir?
What?
How are you going to link artificial intelligence?
So that is what artificial intelligence, you are using already customized programs or codes, algorithms are available. So that means you need to create some data here. Okay. Then you have to train that, retrain that, and then again you put your desired things. Then ultimately that is how you're going. First, any algorithm, you need to train it. Artificial intelligence is nothing but that how the person, suppose now you are in charge of any project. Okay, you, whatever the background knowledge you are having from that, you are going to do, no? It is just like that only. The customized algorithms are available. So you have to pick the customized algorithms, and then you require a set of data, more authentic and reliable data. So if you want a desired output using AI, then ultimately you require a lot of authentic and reliable data so that you can train that from that angle. Okay, that is how definitely AI, ML, artificial learning and machine language is one of the prominent area where nowadays people are working in making applications in civil engineering. Okay, then again similarly IoT is also one of that, where IoT you are going to create a lot of data generation. Okay, always see, more the data helps to take an informed decision. Okay, that is why the IoT, through IoT we can get a lot of data, as I talked about smart cities. So if you want to make the city smart, then definitely you have to have applications, whether it is traffic management, water management, drainage system management, everything continuous 24/7. That is, you are generating a big data. When you are generating the big data, is volume, velocity, variety of data you are having. Then ultimately, accordingly, you can do the inferences of the data, and then you can take the right decision. Data helps, always data helps to take the informed decision. So that is how the IoT plays an important role in the applications. Okay, I hope Jitendra, I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Abhishek, when your next session starts?
After 15 minutes, sir.
After 15 minutes. Okay. So do you have any questions to ask, Abhishek?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
So I would like to ask one question related to the climate change.
Yeah.
Actually, sir, you are living there in Bangalore, but here in Maharashtra, we haven't observed any rainfall since last 1 month. So the government has declared the this will be this rainy season will be
Drought.
dry.
Okay.
Drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Completely 1 month was dry. So
No
therefore,
rainfall in Vidarbha or entire Maharashtra?
entire Maharashtra, sir. Entire
Yeah,
Maharashtra.
including
And,
Western Maharashtra. Western Maharashtra usually having high rains, no?
sir, but very small regions are having high rains, such as the Mahabaleshwar and
That,
Lonavala
yeah.
region.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if we see the all over Maharashtra, in overall Maharashtra, we have the below average rainfall, and this situation was there. Means after
In
so many
2000,
years.
I think in 2012, 13, it was there, I think. 12 or 10 or 11, 12, something in that year.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah.
there is a provision of artificial rainfall and all these things, and saving the water in some reservoirs. So as a civil engineer is also an environmental engineer. So
Okay.
how we can give solution to this?
Solution now the present solution is, now whatever the water available, how to judiciously use that water. Present solution means now there is no rainfall is happening. You know the what amount of water is available with you people now at every region. That is, you need to match demand and supply. If you want to match demand and supply, as rightly you have to take the technology into consideration. That is the data generation. Data is already there. That means how you are going to match the demand and supply, and what are the areas where you can considerably reduce the demand. Okay, or how to prioritize. That is, technology is going to help from that angle. That is first thing is water, available water. That is only, you know, the quantum of water is available. Okay, then in future, if you want to have a good rains required, then you need to address the climate change, as rightly said. climate change is not particularly to Maharashtra or Vidarbha. It is now the universal problem. Okay. So ultimately, we need to reduce the carbon emissions. And then second thing is we have to develop a micro watershed management, concept of micro watershed management. That means storing the water wherever it falls, you need to store, whether it is on the surface or into the ground. That means recharging of the groundwater. But this need to be done. I think the lot of work has been done. I think especially the rainwater harvesting, bunding and all those things in Maharashtra. Most probably the small bunds and all those things has been done. Okay, but we need to monitor. We need to evaluate those studies. What went wrong in terms of micro watershed management, the whatever the schemes those who have been implemented, we need to reassess, reevaluate them where exactly those went wrong. Okay, that means we talk about the auditing of that in a real sense. Then we need to improve upon so that we can store more water during the rainy season for the rest of the years. So again, see, it's not that simple to address, but these are the only few points I wanted to give to you people. Okay, Abhishek, I hope I try to answer your question. Where
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
where this technology definitely is going to help you. Especially in getting the data, in getting inferences and auditing and all those things. That is how we can do it. Any other questions?
So can it be a topic of research, sir?
There are thousands, millions of topics are there in that. It is a big universal, no? Climate change. Again, you take to your area. Again, there are so many different parameters you need to consider. It may not be applicable to only to you. There are so many things. So each and every point there is a research is required. Okay. Then application of technology, and then sustainability concepts, and again you are talking about the re-evaluation of your area, re-auditing. That means re-evaluation about the microshed water development, how exactly it has been done, what went wrong. So like that, you can do. That is a broad area of research, but you have to narrow down. You have to narrow down considerably. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you doing research now?
Sir, actually, I am planning to do the research because on the vibrant issue means what are the issues faced by the society that I am currently in search phase.
That is what our research is about. That only. Now we are how to reduce the disposal of the construction demolition waste, and then how to reduce the disposal of the industrial waste, and then how to make them as a valuable resources in our construction industry. Okay, so research should be from that angle also. It should from that.
Yes, sir.
It's the academic research is one part. Then society providing solution to the society is another part. Okay, but you can club together. When you club together, you require in your problem statement, you require a very strong clarity in your problem statement. What you're supposed to do. Your problem statement should be very, very carefully and with the clarity of mind, so you can drop. Then ultimately you can achieve that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So if there is no further questions, anybody?
So I would like to thank Dr. Jagdish Godial sir for this wonderful session, and he has also answered a lot of queries and questions. So once again, I am thankful to sir.
Okay, Abhishek, convey my regards to your principal as Jadhav sir as well as the Hardapurkar sir. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I convey my thanks to them. Okay. Thank you one and all. Thank you. And then if you want anything to ask, I'm there available in the LinkedIn, and my mail ID also given. You can ask. I'm ready to help anybody who is doing a research and who want any answers to their questions. Definitely, if you send me a mail, you can expect answer within 24 hours to your mail. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Abhishek. Can I leave now? Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Now the next session will be starting after a short break. So participants can take a short break of 15 minutes. After that, the next session will start by the same link. Welcome all once again. Myself, Professor Abhishek Nimbekar from the Department of Civil Engineering, Howley Group of Institutions, College of Engineering and Technology, Shega. Today we are having the last session of our STTP Day 6 by the Dr. Nikita Karwa Madam. I will briefly introduce Madam. So, Dr. Nikita Karwa Madam is the founder of EduFest Academy, Pune. She is holding the PhD degree from the College of Engineering, Pune, as well as MTech in Town and Country Planning from the same institute, that is COEP. Currently, she is life member of various organizations, associate member of Institution of Engineer, associate member of Indian Institute of Town Plan. She is proficient in the software such as the Water James and SketchUp. Her achievements are: she is the gold medalist in SGPO Amravati University in 2013. She has attended the National Conference on Smart Cities for Better Tomorrow, and currently she is operating the EduFest Academy, Pune. So she's been training the students regarding the town and country planning, and her session is also on the same topic, that is town and country planning, and the various subtopics related to this town and country planning. So I welcome Madam,
Thank you, sir.
and I will request Madam that she can start with the session.
Yeah. Thank you, Abhishek, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I will really thanks to the college who have invited me for this 6 days STTP, one week STTP program. And today I am going to tell you, one sec. Yes. So in today's lecture, we are going to deal with some recent trends in civil engineering. Basically, the theme of this 1 week short-term training program is recent trends in civil engineering. But I will just like to add, I am going to touch the recent trends in civil engineering. With that, the hidden trends in civil engineering. See, basically, why I am delivering this lecture is, I just wanted to ask you, how many of in which university urban planning elective is there? I mean, in which institute, in which sessions do you have the sessions, do you have the elective as this urban planning? I know every institute, everyone has this urban planning as an elective, but no one choose this as an elective just because there is less number of faculty of teaching the planning subject. In fact, there is very less number of colleges in Maharashtra, even in India, to have an dealing with the this urban planning. So I will request, as a faculty, I will request you, this is going to be the near future of your student, because if you see from 2015 to right now, there are the thousands of jobs related to ATP, ADTP, and many municipal corporation itself appoint as a planner. So I will request everyone to just have an elective as a urban planning. It is going to helpful for your students. This is just, I just wanted to give you some basic information about the planning, and in near future thousands of jobs is going to come through the MPSC, and that is going to help your students for this. So I request everyone to share these views with the faculty members, so that in upcoming years we can see the urban planning as an elective for every student. Thank you for that. So first of all, I just want through the planning, but today's topic which I just wanted to touch is transportation. See, basically everywhere, means if I ask you what is the problem of your city, so everyone, I'm damn sure, is going to answer that transportation is the basic problem of our city, right? Why this problem arises? This is the byproduct of urbanization. मतलब जिधर किधर अर्बनाइजेशन हो रहा है, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन की प्रॉब्लम उसके साथ आना ही है. सो बेसिकली अर्बनाइजेशन जैसे ही होता है, इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन इज गोइंग टू हैपन, द ट्रांसपोर्टेशन प्रॉब्लम अराइजेस ऑलवेज. बट transportation problem arises because of that we cannot restrain our development. Urbanization and industrial has to be done, but we have to take care of the transportation. We have to take care of the transportation problems. So for that, there is one tool in the urban planning, that is transit oriented development. I will go on that topic, but before that, what is exactly the sustainable transportation? Most of you have heard about the sustainable environment, but what about the sustainable transportation? When we speak about the sustainable transportation, similarly, it is not a new term. As the sustainable environment is there, without harming to any future needs, we have to take care of today's need. The same thing, without harming to the future environment, without harming to the future transportation system, we have to take care of the today's need. So that is what the sustainable transportation is. So here, this is Dr. Nikita Karwa. Right now, I am running an institute as a EduFest Academy, where we just deal with the town planning, MPSC, RPSC, PPSC, Haryana, Gujarat, this kind of assistant town planner exams. We just are in the planning only. So it may be your question that how the civil engineer and the planning is interconnected. See, basically civil and planning, I will tell you, this is the question of every student. No, ma'am, this is a different field. Planning, no, not at all. Planning is totally related to civil engineering. Whenever you take any kind of decision in your college, in your subject, whenever you think we have to provide one super elevation to this, or we have to provide a curvature over this, we have to increase the road width. What is this? How you have decided you have to increase the road width? You have to take care of the surveys. You have to take care the peak volume of that roads, and according to that you are going to decide. So before going, yes, what civil engineers do, civil engineer will construct that 5 meter, 6 meter, 7 meter extra road. But what about that? Who is telling you to increase that road width? The planner. And the civil engineer is only the planner. That by IRC code, by any if you talk about the planning forms, that URDPFI guidelines we use, and according to that we decides if this much amount of PCU counts are there, so we have to increase the road width from this to this. So this is what means before execution, that decision is known as planning. So these two fields are interrelated, and that we have to deal. So as I told you earlier, the urbanization is increasing, industrialization is increasing, and because of this both, there is a conflict between man and machine. So because everyone has the time issue. So for the faster option, we opt for the private vehicles, we opt for the whatever the means of the transport is there. So there is a conflict between man and machine. The next problem that every cities must have faced is inadequate mass transportation. See, how many of you have the intercity buses in your city? Obviously, most probably all the participants must have been residents in the population more than 1 lakh cities. So how many of you have the mass transportation system in your cities? I mean, I just wanted to ask you, I'm not asking for the metro and anything. I just asking you for the simple inter buses, means जो बाईपास सिटी में घूमती है buses, उसके बारे में आपसे बात कर रही हूँ. So how many cities means जहां भी आप रह रहे हो, कितने लोगों के घर mass transportation system है, कितने लोगों के cities में mass transportation system है? I don't feel many of the cities will have this. Obviously, I don't know how many of you listening, but I am expecting some answers in the chat box so that I can see.
Yeah. Everyone is listening, ma'am.
No, I don't know. Okay, sir. So, how many mass transportation systems in your cities are? So mostly, many of the cities are very much inadequate mass transportation. We have a paratransit. See, this is also an important word, that is paratransit. What is this paratransit? I'm not talking ki only the government buses should be there. Yes, auto rickshaw is also a mass transportation system, but it is the one part of paratransit. We, as a planner, we also promote a paratransit, but at some level. We cannot too much dependent on the paratransit only. So basically, mass transportation system, we are lacking in the mass transportation system. So this problem arises. Yes, this is the basic problem of every city, that is the poor condition of road. And everyone means सबके पास time नहीं है. So everyone have their private vehicles, and because of that private vehicles, we have the high degree of pollutions, right? And this is very common issue, that is accidents. So if we see in the Indian context, what we are facing are the transportation, which is very, very important issues in day-to-day life. So if we consider this body, the veins which is running through all over the body is the road network, which keeps you alive. This road in every city, this road systems, if you have a basic best transportation system, then that city is going to be live many longer. So basic transportation scenario in India, what are the problems that we have? The heterogeneous traffic. Yes, obviously. Most probably heterogeneous traffic means what? Keep different types of modes of vehicles we have. We have bicycle, we have pedestrian traffic also, we have two-wheeler traffic, we have auto rickshaw traffic, we have heavy vehicle traffic. So yes, our in India, we have a heterogeneous traffic. And for that, everyone, because of, see, everyone can afford a vehicle. Nowadays, 60,000 and 70,000 they can buy a moped. So everyone can afford a individual vehicle, and because of that, the increasing individual vehicle ownership is increased. You will ask, what is new in that? Yes, if you go for the foreign country, individual vehicles means if they have the individual vehicles, they are super rich person, because individual vehicle means two-wheelers. Basically, the two-wheelers are very rare in the foreign countries. So low capacity, we have very low capacity roads, very narrow roads. With that, the poor geometry. See, basically, I don't know how many of you know, after every 30 meter, there should, means after the 30 meters, minimum distance is 30 meter, and then we should have any kind of turn. But we have after everything we have turned, we don't have a curvature point of view, anything. So there is some lacuna in the poor road network, poor road geometry. Then inadequate public transport. Right now I have said you key there is many inadequate public transportation system in every cities. Low priority for the traffic planning, low priority for the bicycle and pedestrian. In the upcoming slide, I'm going to tell you, many of you have not, means I don't know, many of the people don't know the first priority should be given to. What is in our culture, the first priority is given to the four-wheeler and then two-wheeler and then pedestrian and then kahi to cycle wala chal raha hai to. But no, this pyramid is totally ulta. The first priority has to be given to the pedestrian and bicycle and then has to be for the others. So mismatch between the vehicle density and road capacity, and these are the basic issues of the transportation in Indian sectors. So SDG, this is very famous word, Sustainable Development Goals. This in UN has given this in 2015, and we have to achieve this goal till 2030. So there are the total 17 SDG, out of which if you will see the 11th, 12th and approximately 13th also is totally related to the sustainable transportation, sustainable cities, sustainable communities. To sustain such kind of communities, to give and responsible consumption, we have a big share of transportation. So to achieve this sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, we have to achieve the sustainable transportation. So we are in a need of comprehensive approach. We need a foolproof solution for that. And for that, we have a many mass rapid system, transit system. What are these many mass rapid system? See, basically, most of you must have known this BRT and MRTS, rail-based MRTS. Now the Nagpur have metro rail. Now the Pune is in the upcoming, means one lane is started, and in upcoming year, all the areas will have the metro rail. Then BRT, yes, this BRT is Burst Rapid Transit System, BRTS, which is very famous as a BRTS. So if we consider a rail-based system, there are the three types, that is the suburban, metro or a light rail, and the bus rapid means roadways, that is. So first of all, we'll see the BRT. What is this BRTS? See, there is roadway. Why you and me don't use city buses for the transportation? Because we feel that whenever we go to the go by the bus, it will take a more time. मुझे तो मेरे कॉलेज जल्दी पहुंचना है, बट अगर मैं बस पे बैठूंगी तो वो सब जगह स्टॉप तो लेती है, साथ साथ में ट्रैफिक में बस को निकलने में प्रॉब्लम होगा, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट इट मे गेट लेट, सो आई यूज माय पर्सनल व्हीकल, राइट? This is the basic funda behind you and me, my thinking, right? But if there is a BRTS, what is this BRTS? If it is having a specific dedicated lane for the bus, then the bus will move faster than the other traffic and the people will opt for that. So this is known as the BRT system. मतलब क्या, नॉर्मल रोड के जैसा रोड रहेगा, उसके साथ साथ एक डेडिकेटेड लेन रहेगी for the transportation, for the just the bus transportation. So this is one of the method for the solution for the mass rapid transport system. Why this is mostly used? This is cost effective, because जैसे मेट्रो या मोनो रेल के लिए रेल ट्रैक्स एंड एलिवेटेड या अंडरग्राउंड कुछ करना पड़ता है, ऐसा आपको नहीं करना पड़ता है. जस्ट अ डेडिकेटेड लेन शुड बी देयर. So cost effectiveness, flexibility means अगर अभी गणपति season आ रहा है या whatever the festival is coming, we can increase the number of vehicles. It is not at all dedicatedly only the monorail is going to come, only the metro rail is going to come on that track. So flexibility is there. Rapid implementation, we just need to have some 2 to 2.5 lane should be there. Reduce the congestion. Lower emission, if you use the electric buses over here, then the lower emissions will be there. And accessibility, so her stop has been designated, and this is very convenient method. But frankly speaking, this is only running in Ahmedabad successfully. Rather than that, everywhere it fails. If we have a number, this 2.5 lane more, we can increase the width. Why will we give to the dedicated BRTs, right? This may be the reason. So we don't have a space. That's why we are going for the metro or a metro rail or a monorail or a these things, the suburban rail. So because of that, this BRTS fails, and many cities like in Pune it fails. Pune it fails because of the reason of the connectivity. It should have a coverage all over the city, then it is going to be useful. Otherwise एक छोटे पैच में अगर आपने उसको रन किया और फिर बाद में उसको जाकर नॉर्मल विड्थ में ही मिलना है, so no one is going to prefer that. So the limited capacity, congestion challenge is there, infrastructure investment is there, or land use. The most important disadvantage is land use and space. We don't have a space to increase the width. Running में जो भी road है अपने पास, उसको हमारे पास बढ़ाने के लिए जगह ही नहीं है. That is the problem. So because of that, BRTS failed. Then it comes to the monorail or a metro rail. So for the monorail or a metro rail, we have just one disadvantage, that is the high initial cost. अगर आप अभी नागपुर को भी देखते हो या पुणे को देखते हो, इतना टाइम क्यों लगा था? Because of the high initial cost. Yes, many of you have must have your vision that गडकरी जी ने क्यों मेट्रो नागपुर को अभी दी है? Why? But as a planner, I will say this is the right time to give the metro to the Nagpur. Look at the Mumbai, look at the Pune. This is the worst condition of traffic is here due to the metro construction. मतलब बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा हो जाने के बाद अगर तुम उसको मलम पट्टी लगाओगे तो it is not going to be workout. Starting से ही अगर दिख रहा है कि many companies is going to come in Nagpur, many things is going to expand in Nagpur, it is going to be a hub. So in after 10 years when you face the transportation problem, you should have a first. Yes, I agree. पहले 2 साल मतलब in fact many of us said in their speeches also कि first 2 years वो नागपुर मेट्रो तो सिर्फ बर्थडे के लिए यूज की जाती थी. Yeah, that is correct. But now you will understand what is the importance of that metro for the Nagpur. Similarly, such metros are there in the other cities. Only the problem is with the higher cost, but rather than that, it is everything that is beneficial. So this is the basic thing that everyone must have gone through. Ki what is BRT, what is MRT, and what is monorail and metro rail and everything. With that thing, there is one definition like things, that is transit oriented development, that is TOD, very famous, that is transit oriented development. Name itself is going to tell you everything what is there in this policy. What is this transit oriented development? When I said transit oriented development, so it is wherever there is a node for the transportation, we have to develop that area as a whole. Means when a TOD has to be developed, one center is there. Suppose in Pune there is one hub, one stop of Kothur or Shivaji Nagar. So around that station, we have to develop the whole things. See, basically people thinks that कि transportation line के आजू बाजू development नहीं करना चाहिए, but we planner have suggested make your city as near as possible. देखिए अगर आप पुराने जमाने के जितने भी प्लानिंग, हड़प्पा संस्कृति, सिविलाइजेशन, सब कुछ देखोगे तो आपको पता चलेगा they live as near as possible with the transportation node. मतलब जहाँ कहीं रिवर थी वहीं पर आपको सारे सिविलाइजेशन मिले हैं because of people have a tendency to live as near as possible to the transportation node. Even wherever you live in your city, you try to think about कि मेरे बच्चे को कितना ट्रांसपोर्टेशन लगेगा उसके स्कूल को जाने के लिए, मुझे कितना लगेगा, और whosoever is living with you कि उतना ट्रांसपोर्टेशन डिस्टेंस कम हो, ऐसे जगह पे हम घर खरीदते हैं. तो similarly it is having a common sense कि make your land use as near as possible to the transportation node so that everyone will access that things. मतलब अगर आज मैं पूना में रह रही हूँ बट अगर मेरे पास सबसे नियरेस्ट metro station, if I consider, it is 2 kilometer away, it is 3 kilometer away from my house, right? So कल जाकर अगर वो लाइन चालू हो गई but my problem is यहाँ से 3 किलोमीटर मैं चलकर जाऊँ या 3 किलोमीटर मैं मेरे बाइक से जाऊँ, then वहाँ से मैं मेट्रो पकड़ के कहीं जाऊँ, so that is not going to useful, right? That is not going to help me. So city spread mat hone do, make it as a compact, make it as near as possible. See the basic definition which is having the TOD is make a type of community development that includes the mixture of housing, offices, retail, other amenities integrated into a walkable neighborhood. See what is walkable neighborhood? Jab my office is near to my house, my shopping complex is near to my house, my everything is at one location, at one place. For the coffee, I don't need to go for the some CCD or very long place. Within a half kilometer, I can get everything: hospitals, bookshops, stationery shops, schools, markets, shoe repairs, everything. Then it is going to be a compact city, and for that this TOD policy use. Matlab, what is TOD concept? Make the make the development as near as possible to the transportation node and make the city walkable. Make the city walkable. See, within a half mile or 1/4 of a mile, we have to give the total whatever the facilities are there. See, I have been to the Japan, and where I have seen, suppose I am living in one area, right? It is compulsory that my child will go to that area school only. Like our Aadhaar card, there is one card over there, and in that, if it is there, if it is written, this is your address, no school will give you admission rather than your area school. And no one goes to drop the school, no auto rickshaw, no buses, nothing. I have daily, मतलब मैं रोज वहां पर सिर्फ यही काम करती थी कि I can just watch this kids. They goes line by line, no one is with them. The 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old boys goes in a row without any help, and they go to the school because the school is within a half kilometer, and the traffic rules and traffic transportation is so strong that they gives the first priority to the pedestrian. Every bus, every vehicle will stop for the kids to go from zebra crossing. So this is how we have to deal in the TOD. We have to make it as a walkable city. So what is the basic fenda behind it? We have to make a compact city. We have to give a public transportation mixed use. What is mixed use? Not only residential use will be there. with that residential, commercial, and office places are there. Only the industrial places is out of the town. So for that, mixed use has to be done. So why TOD matters? Is it really we need to have a compact city? See, basically, compact city should be there. See, you can see in the first picture. So city is at one point. We are lagging for the land. चंद्र पे चले गए, सूरज पे चले गए, सब जगह चले गए. But we are lagging with the land because we have only one place to live right now as an earth, and with that we have very less space for the, मतलब रहने लायक जो जगह है वो बहुत कम है. So we are lagging for the good environment. So we have to make a compact city. TOD can reduce the inequalities. See, mixed कभी भी एक बेसिक फंडा रहता प्लानर का. जैसे अगर आपके सिटी में कोई ऐसी बड़ी स्कीम बनी है कि जहाँ पे सिर्फ हायर इनकम ग्रुप रहता है, मतलब HIG जो बोलते हैं, हायर इनकम ग्रुप की ही प्रॉपर एक बड़ी सोसाइटी बनाई गई. दिस सोसाइटी ऑलवेज फेल्स. व्हाई? Always HIG people are in a need of MIG and LIG. Who are they? Higher income group, middle income group, and lower income group. This HIG people is nothing with these LIG and MIG. They need a people to work. They need a people to work on their office. They need a people to work at their places. ऐसा अगर अपन ने बना लिया, मैं as a planner will not come to the place to live there. अगर आप पुणे की बात करो तो नांदेड़ सिटी बोलकर एक था है, मतलब सॉरी. सो मेनी ऑफ द हायर इनकम ग्रुप पीपल बॉट द हाउसेस, बट देन दे फेस द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ द मेड्स, schools, auto rickshaw, and everything. So we should kahi bhi, if we are having planning anything, we should have a mixed people of HIG, MIG, and LIG. Right? TOD can improve the people's health, it can increase the road safety and efficient. So yes, basically whenever it comes to the environmental issue, health issue, obviously the compact is going to work out. Right? So yes, so now it is fixed that we are in a need of transit oriented cities, transit oriented developments, so as to make it walkable, so as to make it मतलब अब देखिए, if this Pune is this much spread, right, or any of your cities horizontal, many cities are right now still they are increasing horizontally, right? So if it is increasing horizontally, आज मुझे अगर वाटर सप्लाई सिस्टम है तो ये मुझे डेड एंड तक वाटर सप्लाई सिस्टम प्रोवाइड करना पड़ता है, डेड एंड तक मुझे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोवाइड करना पड़ता है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट द कॉस्ट इज ऑल्सो इंक्रीजिंग. कॉस्ट इज वन फैक्टर, एंड सेकेंड, टिल द एंड पॉइंट वी हैव टू गो. इफ वी मेक इट एज अ कॉम्पैक्ट, देन इट इज गोइंग टू बी हेल्पफुल, राइट? अब मैं तब से आपको बोल रही हूँ मेक इट एज अ कॉम्पैक्ट, मेक इट एज अ कॉम्पैक्ट, बट हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू मेक इट एज अ कॉम्पैक्ट? Because the land is that much only less. So how we are going to achieve this TOD? So basic vision between this is we have to demote the people to use the private vehicle, and we have to promote them to use a public transport. So we need to give them a green mobility. We need to encourage people. See, you cannot force anyone don't walk or don't go by the private vehicles. This is what the planners do. If you see, बहुत से आपके सिटीज में पार्किंग के चार्जेस होते होंगे. क्यों पार्किंग के चार्जेस होना है? क्या दे म्युनिसिपल काउंसिल और कॉर्पोरेशन हैज टू अर्न द मनी फ्रॉम इट? क्या? नो, दे नीड टू डीमोटिवेट पीपल टू यूज दैट ट्रांसपोर्ट. सी, बेसिकली जो भी आपके सिटी का कोर एरिया है, अगर वहां पर बहुत पार्किंग अगर मैंने प्रोवाइड कर दी, सो यू पीपल विल थिंक अरे वहां पे पार्किंग है, लो अपनी कार. इफ if we demotivate the parking area, if we charge for the parking area, see, basically, the best example is airport. You know, the airport charges for the parking it approximately 200 rupees per hour. Or even if you park for the 5 seconds or a 10 seconds, they charge you 200 or 300 rupees. Yes, they don't want to make money out of it, but they want to demotivate you to come by your your private vehicles. They need it to come by any other means of the public transport. So because of that, we have to give the public means we have to make some policies like that to access the public transportation. Compact walkable communities. So this because of that we are going to achieve the compact development. So I am from a starting to till I am saying we have to make it compact. We have to make it this. How we are going to achieve it? So the basic simple answer is we have to increase the FSI along the transportation node. ट्रांसपोर्टेशन नोड के अलॉन्ग अगर हमने FSI इंक्रीज कर दिया तो बिल्डर्स आर गोइंग टू मतलब ऑलरेडी खराब हुए हुए सिटीज को हम कैसा बेहतरीन बना सकते हैं. तो दिस इज द एग्जांपल. GM Road, FC Road may be known to the everyone for the Pune. If we increase the FSI 1 to 5 or 6, the redevelopment projects is going to come and they are going to develop it 17, 20, 25 floors buildings. And once they make it, indirectly it is going to be a compact city. कोई भी इतने महंगे जगह पर land, obviously metro line ke along, if you are thinking about the redevelopment, the land cost is going to be high, and if the land prices is going to be high, obviously it is going to be a mixed use planning. Means 1, 3, 4 means नीचे से 1 to 4 में भी commercial use के लिए use किया जाएगा, office places के लिए use किया जाएगा, and above that there will be a residential things. So this type of things we have to promote it. We have to make it to encourage the people to, means once the FSI is increased, the builder is going to come for the redevelopment and it is going to make a multi-storied building along the transportation node. Important is along the transportation node, right? So this is last mile connectivity. What are the components? Inclusive habitat, traffic calming, managed traffic, informal sector integration. See, these are the two important points. Jaise I gave you the example that the distance from the metro station to my place is 3 kilometers. So I thought that मतलब ऐसा जाने से तो बेटर है मैं खुद की गाड़ी निकाल के चले जाऊं. But अगर there is one point that is para transit, informal sector integration मतलब क्या, यहाँ पे अगर para transit अगर यूज हुआ मतलब there is one auto point, वहां से 10 rupees में अगर उन्होंने मुझे मेट्रो स्टेशन तक छोड़ दिया and then metro station से to any other places in the Pune, I will reach within a 20 to 25 minutes. I will obviously opt for the metro. I will not go by my own vehicles because the traffic in a Pune and Mumbai or any other metro cities is going to be like, for a minimum distance you required 1 to 2 hours to go to somewhere. So this components we have to take care, and supporting components are that means land value capture and green building and infrastructure and any other things. So there are some postulates for the TODs. So right alternatives mass transportation system has to be selected. देखिए ये सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट है कोई भी TOD सिस्टम का, राइट अल्टरनेटिव ऑफ एन मास ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सिस्टम. व्हाट इज मीन बाय दिस? सी बेसिकली राइट अल्टरनेटिव मास ट्रांसपोर्ट मतलब क्या, BRT भी आपके पास ऑप्शन में है, मोनोरेल भी आपके पास ऑप्शन में है और मेट्रो भी. आपको पता है मुंबई में मोनोरेल अब बंद हो चुके हैं. देयर इज सिंगल पॉइंट्स जहां पर हेलो yes, एक single point पे monorail चलती थी, but now right now it is not working because अगर तुम all over cover नहीं करोगे area तो it is not going to work out. पुणे में BRTS शुरू थी, पुणे की BRTS फेल गई है because of cover all the, it is route has to be cover all area. Metro successful होगी in every cities because it covers all the area. वैसे ही टाइप में मेट्रो के कवरेज होते हैं. So the first thing is right alternative.
आता इंग्लिश मीडियम नंतर काय करायचं आमचं तेच चालू होतं क्लासेस लावायचं का काय लावायचं खरी गोष्ट आहे.
हॅलो
काय म्हणे की बघ तू काय प्लॅन केला बा इंजिनिअरिंग नंतर करा. मी म्हटलं मला काय करायचं हे नाही माहित म्हटलं पण मी लेक्चरशिप कधीच नाही करणार. सिरियसली म्हटलं काय करायचं.
Hello, Abhishek sir, can you please mute Ankit?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry for that. So mass transportation system is run effectively and uninterrupted by the render quality of service. So this is the basic things that we have to use a right alternative of mass transportation. And the last one, which is very important, is traffic structure is tariff structure is responsible. अगर आज मैं ओला से कहीं यहाँ से जाती हूँ तो मुझे 500-600 रुपए लगता है. Wherever I go by the metro, it hardly takes me 100 rupees to reach to the extreme point of the Pune. So yes, I will. Tariff structure is going to be plays the very important role in the any kind of things. So the important parameter is responsibility of premium versus the tariff. Tenement size, yes, we are going to make it compact. So obviously nowadays in a metro cities, जहाँ कहाँ भी ये TOD projects होंगे, now in a metro cities, the size of the family is going to be decreased. सब 2 लोग या max to max 3 से 4 लोग रहते हैं in metro cities, right? So the tenement size or a density, ये हम मतलब room sizes, ये सब चीजें छोटे कर this you can see in a Mumbai 1 RK is very famous, 1 BHK is very famous. You can means a normal person and you cannot afford a 2 BHK or a 3 BHK in a Mumbai because it charges almost 1 lakh per month. So this is how this parameters we can deal with. Intensify the infrastructure through the premiums, through the FSI. See, new UDCPR has been come. Means पहले क्या था, अगर आप महाराष्ट्र स्टेट से हो तो UDCPR, this new concept has been come. Means obviously before 2 years it has been there, but पहले क्या था, ABC म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशंस को अलग अलग रूल्स थे. नाउ देयर इज वन यूनिफाइड डेवलपमेंट कंट्रोल रेगुलेशंस फॉर ऑल ओवर द Maharashtra rather than the coastal area, because coastal area means rather than the Mumbai. It has a different FSI, it has a different rules, and that is for Mumbai it is DCPR 2034. These two words are famous and ये दो के अंदर पूरे DCPRs हैं. तो FSI, premiums, basic FSI, ancillary FSI, ये सब provide करके we can achieve this TOD concept. We can achieve the minimum plot size, road width, कितने रोड पे कितना टाइप कितना पब्लिक आना चाहिए, ये सब डिसाइड करके we fix the FSI, and with that we fix everything. So in the last slides I have told you the first important has to be given to this walkable, and the last is for this people. But we have the ulta pyramid. We have the first priority to this kind of people and the last priority to the cycle and the pedestrian. So we have to take care of that. So basic standard of the TOD standards of the framework is we have to make people to walk. We have to make such policy that people will think it is good to walk rather than to go by the private vehicles. If not, if we are going for the means थोड़ा ज़्यादा distance पे अगर हमें जाना है तो we can opt for the cycle. And the third, then connection ऐसा कीजिए roads का कि we can connect with the priority for the children and the caregivers. So these are the basic things. Transit अफोर्डेबल लोगों के लिए भी वही पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम होना चाहिए जो हायर क्लास के लिए. यस, यू कैन ऑप्ट फॉर द एसी बसेस, नॉन एसी बसेस एंड एनी अदर थिंग, बट ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सिस्टम शुड बी देयर फॉर ऑल काइंड ऑफ पीपल. इट शुड बी मिक्स. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि ऑब्वियसली इफ यू आर बाइंग अ वेरी हाई वैल्यू ऑफ लैंड, it will be obviously mixed land use, commercial and then residential. So yeah, it should be a mix, and it should be a mix because अगर आप पूरा के पूरे residential बना दोगे, कल जाके मुझे कुछ grocery भी लगी तो we have to take care of that. It should be always the mixed use land use. Densify, enough people live nearby to sustain a local service and the local employment option that caregivers may need. So yes, जैसे MIG, LIG और HIG इन सब का combination से ही society बनती है. That is was the densify, and with that we can make it compact. And once it is compact, we will get a more amount of land for the play, interaction, health, all these things. So this is the basics things that for that we can achieve, through that we can achieve the TOD. We have to make a local area plan. This is one more new concept as a town planning schemes, which is in the planning things. कोई भी एक आधे एरिया का जहां जहां ट्रांसिट ओरिएंटेड नोड्स है, जहां जहां पर मेट्रो स्टेशन है, उस एरिया का लोकल एरिया प्लान बनाओ. वहां का लोगों का पैटर्न समझ के लो कि विच काइंड ऑफ पीपल लिव देयर, व्हाट इज देयर नीड, व्हाई दे ट्रैवल टू द लॉन्गर डिस्टेंस, how much distance they travel every time, how much pedestrian traffic is there, how you can opt for the if the number of children and the like this old age people are there, so we have to more concentrate on the recreational space. So by making the local area plan we can achieve for the TOD. So influence zone, सबसे important is influence zone. We have to take care, one station is there, how much influence that station is going to have. जैसे if I said the nearest railway station, nearest metro station to me is 3 kilometers away, but once the other line will start, I have at a 1 kilometer distance I have another metro station. So you have to consider the influence zone right now, how much influence zone you have, and on that we have to make a high density compact development. मतलब जो भी FSI जो दिया है, that has to be increased to 300 to 500% depending upon the city size. Normally basically 1.2 basic FSI होता है, 1.5, but along the transportation node it has to be increased to the 6, and so that the builder will come up with the redevelopment projects, and then the compact city is going to be developed. See, I have some the last which point is multimodal integration. As I have said you, yes, we need this metro, I have to pick this metro, my aim is to go to the office, but for home to metro, this ये जो रास्ता है वो चलाने के लिए we should have a para transit system, intermediate public transport, non motorized, it may be NMT or it may be IPT. So intermediate public transport मतलब it may be a auto rickshaw, it may be a cycle, it may be my private vehicle too. If there is some parking spaces at Pune metro, Kothurud metro station, I will park my two-wheeler over there, then I will go to the by metro to my office, and by coming, when my returning journey is there, I will come back with my vehicle. So this intermediate public transport also plays a vital role for successful implementation of this metro, right? So in it has to be, see, this is a live, some examples which I have taken a screenshot from the Twitter only. See, this is modern Nagpur, jahan 0 mile TOD projects has been given. Commercial space in 20-story 90-meter building, station at 4th floor on 2.5-acre lands parcel with FSI 3.5. So we are on the verge to go vertical. This is how the TOD can be achieved. TOD can be achieved by making as many as project near to the transit oriented node. Look at this Pune Metro. So master plan at a Range Hill depot, 1.5 lakh square feet and all these things. So to make it successful, we need a proper coverage. To make a proper coverage, we need a compact city, and to make it compact city, we need a more FSI near the transportation zone. So every metro जिधर किधर MRT है, BRT है, there is TOD policy all over India. It has to be increased 300 to 500 times. Most probably 5 to 6 FSI has been allotted along the transportation node. So this is how we can achieve. This is one more things about the PMC policy. आप सबके दिमाग में एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन होगा कि हम वर्टिकल तो जा रहे हैं बट व्हाट अबाउट दी रोड विड्थ? यहाँ पर 10,000 लोग एक बिल्डिंग में रहने लग गए तो उतने लोग निकलेंगे जब रोड पे अपने ऑफिस में जाने के लिए. व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन? यस, it is not like that. In every UDCPR there is always road width is associated with FSI. 9 meter, 12 meter pay, you are not going to provide 4 FSI. Obviously, it is 2 FSI. If the road is above right of way, I mean road width is right of way is above 30 meter, then only 4, 5, 6 FSI can be achieved. And means there is an interlink between the road width, FSI and TOD policy. You can go through the UDCPR sections. A beautifully designed with the road width, with the FSI. I hope you have just a basic knowledge about this DCPR and these things, but it is too much interesting to read it in the basically in the UDCPR. So this is how we can achieve the TOD policy in the in our section, in our cities, to make it sustainable transportation. Thank you. Thanks a lot. अगर आपको कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो you can ask me in the chat box.
Participants, if you have any questions, you can ask it in the chat box.
I request everyone to just go through the UDCPR. I request every faculty to encourage the student to go for the urban planning. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
I would like to ask some questions.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned about the Pune Metro.
Yes.
The Pune Metro, I think it has been started before 10 years. And the first phase was started between the, I think, Fugewadi and
Yes.
yeah, before 2 years, I think, 1 or 2 years. And
1 year.
now the 2 more lines has been started. So how you see this Pune Metro Rail project? What is the outcome of this project till date? And means is there any lacunas in this project? Because you live in the Pune city and you study the town and country planning. So what are your opinions about this project?
Yes. So basically, why this much time has been required? Means इतना time क्यों लग गया to achieve this 10 years? Yes, this 10 years is to take, because there are three reasons for that. The first, which is very basic reason for that, is for the Pune, we have to go to the many different department, because we have the two cantonment boards. You must have known that we have the Khadki cantonment board in Pune and Pune cantonment board. So these two are passing through the सेंट्रल का जो भी सेंट्रल स्टेट है उस सेंट्रल से पास हो रहा है, सो वी हैव टू टेक द परमिशन ऑफ दैट. Second thing is, the Pune people are too much attached to their culture and their other things. So basically, whenever the basic which is very famous since from the 5 to 6 years, the FC road metro, कि जो वो मेट्रो के along ओमकारेश्वर टेम्पल रहने के वजह से, नो वी शुड नॉट गो फॉर द हायर डेवलपमेंट, वी शुड नॉट हैव द TOD, वी शुड नॉट हैव दिस एंड दैट, because of that our culture will destroy. Many other things has been come up. So this is the important point, because for the delay of the things. But if it has been started 5 years before, so aaj you must have, everyone must have seen on a TV about the Chandni Chowk junction. If Chandni Chowk junction has been constructed before 5 years and metro station उसी के ऊपर से metro station भी जा रहा है, तो आज वो problem कभी भी नहीं आती थी. Next, अभी right now whatever is running, one line is running. I am frankly speaking, it is running very smoothly. If I have to go to the railway station from my house, it requires almost 1 hour to me. But now I can achieve it in the 25 to 30 minutes. I will go to the Kothurud. From Kothurud, at every 15 minutes there is metro, and within 10 minutes, within 10 to 15 minutes, I will reach to the Pune railway station. So if right now it is running, I will say you 30%, but once it will start all the lines, yes, it is as good as Delhi metro. So हाँ, successful है. सिर्फ implementation problem is facing everywhere, because see, development के साथ साथ तुम्हारा day to day life चलना is very difficult and it takes a time. So I know the people are frustrated due to the metro work, but once this metro will over, I'm damn sure these people will use metro for sure. Thank you, sir.
One more thing I would like to ask.
Yes.
Currently, our Maharashtra state is in the phase of implementing the UDCPR in a vital manner. So, what are the benefits of following the rules given in the UDCPR? And most of the people are not aware about what is the UDCPR, and the common people don't aware about it. We the engineers, we know it well, but it is not that much known to the society. So, what is our role as a civil engineer? How we can make people aware about this UDCPR?
Yes. Very nice question, sir. Yes, this without this UDCPR, we don't have any another regulation. We are implementing this since 2019, and there is one short changes in 2022. So we are using this UDCPR since 2 to 3 years. There is no any problem. Yes, the people are getting problems in understanding UDCPR. That's correct, because obviously it is for when you have one fit size बाइबल. मतलब क्या होता है हमेशा कि सब सिटीज को एक साथ एक जैसी चीजें लगाना है, ये कितपत करेक्ट है. बट इफ यू विल ऑप्ट थ्रू मींस गो थ्रू द यूडीसीपीआर टेबल नंबर 6AB 6A 6B, it is so properly given how to use FSI, how to calculate FSI, how to calculate the ancillary basic FSI, और FSI की डेफिनेशन जो चेंज की गई है, it is well defined in that. In our institute we have Savji sir. Many of you have known this Sanjay Savji sir, who is one of the member to make the UDCPR. He has always a viewpoint on the UDCPR. See, basically, this is ease for the civil engineer. For example, I am an architect or a civil engineer. I have a projects of Pune, Shegaon, Amravati, and Nagpur. Before that, we have ABC Municipal Corporation rule, right? So for Pune, I have to read that whole Bible. Then for Shegaon, I have to read another Bible. For Amravati, I have to read another Bible, and for Nagpur, we have to read another Bible. So rather than investing time at every location, ABC Municipal Corporation के अलग-अलग ऊपर से, we have one basic UDCPR, and frankly speaking, every civil engineer should go through that. It is beautifully written. Yes, there are some issues right now till this point, some conflict points, but very less, and it is updated in 2022 only. So बहुत यूजफुल है सब सिविल इंजीनियर और कॉमन पीपल के लिए. बहुत सारे लेक्चर्स यूट्यूब पे भी नॉर्मली अवेलेबल है. इनफैक्ट हर म्यूनिसिपल काउंसिल भी इसके लेक्चर्स चलाती है कि आर्किटेक्ट्स और सिविल्स के लिए. सो यस, दिस इज वन ऑफ. Before that, we have to have an habit to read the ABC Municipal Corporation rule. It is as good as that only. So I don't feel there is some problem in reading UDCPR, I guess. But yes, people faces in starting लोगों को बहुत problem हो रही थी UDCPR में, but right now it is working smoothly, I guess.
Thank you, ma'am, for the answer.
Yes.
Actually, madam, you are the expert in the same field, and one more thing I would like to ask that UDCPR, is it for the city area, urban area, or what are the provisions for the rural areas in it? Is there any update?
नहीं, it मतलब if you interconnect the MRTP Act with the UDCPR, you will come to know that it is for now it is applicable for the rural area too.
Okay.
Just the coastal, rather than the coastal area, I mean for the Mumbai and the coastal area, everyone comes under the UDCPR only right now.
So,
Hello. Hello. Sir, I am not audible. I guess you are not audible to me.
am I audible now?
Yes.
Whatever the marginal distances and offsets are given, that is for 1.5 meter
from the all three ends, and from front end it is 3 meter.
3 meter.
For low, yeah, 3 meter for the low risk building, and for high risk and mid risk building or multi-story building, it is 5 meter from the front side, and other side it is I think 3 meter.
2 meters, I guess.
Yeah, it depends upon the apartment or bungalow,
Yes.
all this. But what the main thing is that we as a civil engineer, first we should read the UDCPR. First we should understand it, and then and then only we are able to means make people aware about these rules and regulations, and then after only the actual objective of this town planning or city planning, urban planning will be achieved.
Yeah, that's, see, before the UDCPR, you have to read the ABC Municipal Corporation rules. Before before that, we are facing a many problems of not leaving the side margins, rear margins. Now we are on the verge of proper planning, so we have to left with that 3 meters, 1.5 meter, 1.5 meter, whatever is prescribed. See, basically what happened, you can see that many places there is अतिक्रमण वगैरह होते हैं. क्यों? Because अगर आप 3 मीटर नहीं छोड़ना चाहो, ये 3 मीटर क्यों छोड़ा जाता है? वो लाइट वेंटिलेशन इज द अदर पार्ट. दिस 3 मीटर इज once if there is any road widening, so आपका यहाँ से रोड वाइडनिंग तक इतना भी, सी बेसिक, द बेसिक बिहाइंड दिस इज, यस, लाइटनिंग चाहिए, ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए, दिस इज द सेकेंडरी रीजन. बट द प्राइमरी रीजन इज इन द नियर फ्यूचर, अगर आप ये 15 मीटर के रोड को यहाँ से बढ़ाना चाहते हो, सो अगर आपका रेयर मार्जिन कम हो रहा है, सो यहाँ से बढ़ाना चाहते हो तो आपको लैंड ओनर्स की ही लैंड लेना पड़ेगा, अदर ऑप्शन इज नॉट देयर. सो अगर मैं यहाँ से 2 मीटर और यहाँ से 2 मीटर बढ़ाना चाहती हूँ, तो तब आपकी ये जगह इसमें जाएगी, एंड दैट यू हैव टू गिव इट, बिकॉज इट इज द, अगर आप लारा पढ़ोगे, लैंड एक्विजिशन रिहेबिलिटेशन रीसेटलमेंट एक्ट, इट इज एन कंपल्सरी टू हैंड ओवर फॉर दी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल प्रोजेक्ट्स. लीनियर प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए आपको देना वो कंपल्सरी है. यू कैन नॉट से नो. You can say no to the compensation, you can claim for the compensation, but you have to give this land. अगर कल जाकर आपने ये रोड के एकदम पास में बनाया, तो they have an authority to, अगर आपका ये घर तोड़ना चाहे सामने का 2 मीटर्स तक का, they have an authority. That is the owner's risk to do in the first pattern or in the second pattern. सो बेसिकली द रेयर मार्जिन फ्रंट मार्जिन का कंसेप्ट ये है, ना कि ये. सो ऑब्वियसली टू लेफ्ट विद द स्पेस of that much, because in the near future if we have to expand this, we have to take that land, we have to acquire, take in the sense, this is the layman language, but we have to acquire that land. So for that reason we have to give this reason to the owner of the plot.
Yeah.
There are the many sessions of Savji sir on the YouTube by the EduFest Academy, or there are the free lectures on the YouTube on the EduFest Academy app also of Savji sir on the UDCPR. So you can, many of you, if you are interested, and for the public, you can go through that lectures. They are the beautiful lectures for the practicing engineer.
Yeah, the building planning management system has been started. BPMS portal has been started, I think 5 years before. So there is a separate registration for the town planner, structural engineer, and civil engineer. So how means a structural engineer is required in whole planning by the architect, or the plan drawn by the civil engineer. So I think the role of structural engineer is also important while sanctioning the plans. So what are your views on this?
Yes, I agree on that. Ki, the things has been given to the architect too. Yes, the structural important, the structural को उतना importance मिलना चाहिए to every plan also. Yes, I agree on that, Abhishek sir.
So being an structural engineer, I am the structural engineer, and I have seen that many plans are being passed without taking the concern from the structural engineer or without taking the approval from the structural engineer. G+2, G+3. So I think it should be made mandatory in the portal itself, in the BPMS portal, especially.
Yes, see, this is a rat and mouse case for the architect and the civil. Always, a civil engineer, we plan. I am also a civil engineer, not offhand on that. We plan and we make, right? We did not contact to the architect. So their point of view is we too have a structure subjects. We too learn the structure subject. So we too have a authority to sanction the structure. Similarly, the coin has other side too. We do have मीन्स जब हम प्लान बनाते हैं तो हम कोई आर्किटेक्ट को नहीं, हम ही सिविल इंजीनियर हो चुके हैं, अब हमें भी तो बीपी कैड होता है, सो हम भी तो प्लान बना सकते हैं. सो वी हैव दिस मीन्स जब तक आर्किटेक्ट और सिविल दोनों रहेगा तब तक ये चलता ही रहेगा ऑब्वियसली कि ये दोनों चीजें कि हमें हम प्लानिंग करेंगे या फिर हम स्ट्रक्चरल करेंगे. So we have to accept that they too have a structural subject. So मतलब G+2 तक तो वो भी sanction कर सकते हैं. And we have to accept that कि अगर छोटा project है तो plan means they have to accept that अगर छोटा project है तो planning हम भी कर सकते हैं, civil engineers भी कर सकते हैं. And yes, so this is how it works.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. एंड थैंक यू आपने मुझे इतनी अपॉर्चुनिटी दी सबके साथ इंटरेक्शन करने की. बट आई विल रिक्वेस्ट एवरीवन टू एनकरेज योर स्टूडेंट फॉर द अर्बन प्लानिंग एंड एज अ सिविल इंजीनियर प्लीज गो थ्रू UDCPR. इट इज गोइंग टू हेल्पफुल यू इन द नियर फ्यूचर. दिस इज आवर फ्यूचर. Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam, for the wonderful speech and answering the lot of questions. So I think tell us about the EduFest Academy, what actually it is and how it is running. So tell us about something on that.
See, basically, EduFest Academy has been started since 2019. So हम अभी ही छोटे ही है. But there are the many exams which held through MPSC. MPSC basically we have the more number of students from the Maharashtra only. So we run for the ATP course, Assistant Town Planner, which comes through the MPSC, and we have almost 4,000 students in the Maharashtra for the ADP. And we are the only institute which runs for the ADTP, Assistant Director of Town Planning, and ADTP. So, and TP. So for this both, we are the only institute in Maharashtra who runs the courses. We are associated with the ex-joint director and ex-ADTP of Town Planning Maharashtra, Sauji sir and Sukrikar sir. They both are with us in EduFest Academy. And in last year we have expanded to this same things to the Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. So they have their exams same as ATP. See, what is there in Assistant Town Planner or any exams? We have whole law. UDCPR, this is one policy, means policy making type. Same as MRTP, Maharashtra Regional Town Planning Act. Same as LARA, Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation, Resettlement Act. So many of the things is related to the law plus civil engineering. Same when we move to the Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, we basically I face many problems because the law changes, and because of that the many terminology changes, and basic thing is capturing, क्योंकि अभी तक जितना जितना क्राउड हम जितना स्टूडेंट्स हम एमपीएससी से गैदर कर पाए, we have very less students in Rajasthan, Punjab and Haryana because obviously trust issue comes. But still I can say that we have 100 200 students in every state, every other state too. So we are expanding in other fields also, but it will take time for sure. But the main motto is to encourage the urban planning to the students, because in the near future, in the near 5 years, there are going to be thousands of jobs through the urban planning, and that can be the key point for every students to reach out. So this is the main aim of EduFest Academy. You can go through the YouTube lectures, also YouTube information, where I posted every week short lectures on the planning related things. So that may help you to crack such exams. And yes, this is the future. So अगर आप encourage कर सकते हो तो please, I will request you that. So this is how the EduFest Academy runs. Right now, we are very small. We have only 5 people. I mean, technically speaking, we are 3 people and the staff are there. But we have captured due to the quality of teaching we have with us. Yes, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can I leave?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now we are going to start the valedictory function of this STTP.
Yes.
The STTP function is going to end.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
And yeah, so you was the last resource person for this STTP, and you ended it very well. So now we are moving towards the valedictory ceremony of this STTP, and we are
Thank you.
having, yeah. So we are having the 2 to 3 guests for this valedictory function, and it will be starting in just 2 minutes. So I request all participants to stay online. So, hello everyone, welcome all. So, all our sessions of this STTP has been completed successfully, and I am thankful to all the resource person who were the who delivered the expert lectures in our STTP. I am also thankful to our college management, HOD sir, principal sir, for giving me this opportunity to act as a STTP convener and to organize this STTP. The main intention to organize this STTP was to create a platform for all the faculties and all resource person to interact with each other, to share their knowledge and accept the recent trends in civil engineering. Today, the developments are going on, and everyone must be aware about what are the recent developments in the construction and civil engineering. So, this was the main intention to organize this STTP, and I hope that it really was helpful to all the participants, and many faculties and professionals have also joined. Some of the participants are from the abroad also. They have joined and get benefited from this STTP. So now I will request our one of the participants is the Dr. Praveen Nemade sir, who is currently the principal of SB Patil College of Engineering, Indapur, to share his views on this STTP. So I request Dr. Praveen sir to unmute and please share his thoughts on this STTP.
Yes, sir. Okay. My voice is clear, sir. My voice is clear. Hello.
Yes, sir. You are clear, sir. You are
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. Good afternoon, all of you. I am Dr. Praveen Nemade. Since 2021, I am the principal at SB College of Engineering, Indapur. And now presently I am working as a professor and head at MVP KBT College of Engineering, Nasik. And I am attending all the 6 days, all the sessions from since morning. And I really appreciate, first of all, the honorable management of the Mauri Group of institutions, College of Engineering and Technology, Shegaon. And especially all the synergy between the head of the department, IQC head, Khedkar sir and Ardapurkar sir. And the main team behind this organizing team of all the faculties and convener, Professor Abhishek Mindekar sir. And because of the successful of this STTP, all the participants, on behalf of all the participants especially, I welcome to you all on this valedictory function. When I saw all this schedule of this program and the way the schedule is designed and organized from the inauguration until in the valedictory function, it's really very nice resource persons enthusiastically presented all the way in the innovations, challenges, future directions, then best practices, the role of civil engineer. Right now, we are facing all the things right from the admissions to the placement. It's a really challenging and very much tough task when there is a swift of circuit branches like computer and IT. So on this platform, I really thanks and appreciate that this organizing team, they are organizing such a STTP in the civil engineering that the faculty should enhance their capability and the capacity and the knowledge, especially to the students when they acquire. And in civil engineering, because of these softwares and packages and this concept in the mind of this young generation, our teaching techniques and learning systems should be modified. Rather, those are on the verge of retirement. It is difficult for the faculties, but those who are young and at mid-age, they must now regenerate and recuperate themselves that every subject, what we are teaching, it should be oriented with the professionality. We must teach not only for a theoretical subject, but for the mathematical and design subject, we must introduce and have a hands-on training for minimum 30 hours. Student internship and development program. And that too, if you take a hard work out of the way of our academic hours. Those who are starting the college from 8 to 9 or 10 to 5 or so. But beyond that, if you work right now, then after down the line 3 to 4 years, we can get very good days. We are here I am in last BOS member of STTP Pune. So there also we are getting these problems of placement, and we are planning now in this BOS that we must form a syndicate of industries, class 1, class 2, in the local environment. Just wait for me. So that we can have a industry interaction in somehow the other in different parts of our regions of Maharashtra, so that we can get help from them. And due to this National Education Policy 2020, and there are so many contradictory decisions. Right now, university doesn't know how to award the certificate course, diploma certificates and degree by research and by all the things. Honor course, multiple entry and exits and all so many things. Whenever we approach down the line after 3, 4, 5 years, and that too for tier 1 and tier 2 colleges, affiliated or autonomous colleges, this is a big Herculean task that is to be completed by all the fraternity of our civil engineering department. Especially, we have to work together to give this input and form such syndicate so that we can place our stakeholders, students especially, and all the stakeholders were to take the help, so that how this initiative is going on through this STTP or faculty development program is the main objective is what to train our faculty, and industrial oriented training should be given, so that we must give in a 4-year degree course that our student must have this complete trained in the different softwares and requirements of different industries. As of now, we are very much what we cannot aware about this, that the training on this half of, there are certain institutions in the South India or some institutions, they have the complete 1 to 2 months training for the civil engineers, from line out marking to the design and project management. Why not we can also construct such type of institutions or get together and form a module, because we have to have every faculty and expertise must have such kind of a module or a course that is to be approved from the AICTE or UGC when we are completely fulfillment of NEP and other amendments, so that our course should be run and that will be registered by all over the nation, not only from our institutions but from the other institutions. So keeping in mind such kind of the faculty trainings, and in each aspect, on that aspect, we have to conduct the faculty development programs. This is now, it is okay, we are brushing off all this geotechnical problems or the structural problems or water resource, irrigation, environment subjects. But in the next future generation, only 45 to 50% we can get the justice or the subjects we can frame in the structure, and others will be the other subjects. If you have all this knowledge, Indian knowledge system, IKS or languages, human values and other courses that is to be introduced. So there is a question, that is what we are really developing a civil engineer or a citizen of India, then the contributions that is to be increased by our civil engineers. We are in touch in a society and a community, and major role in development of all this infrastructure within the ecosystem of city or urban area. So it's a good initiative from the Mauli group of institutions and all this faculty and staff, those who are really taking pain to conduct and successfully this course on recent trends in civil engineering, and that covers not only a theoretical subject but other subjects also, so that we can get the exposure. And this is the now high, that is ignition point, that every must have the fire inside, that I should learn not only the theoretical or update the knowledge in the subject domain, but in the software domains and the language and programming and coding, that how the Python in civil engineering, ANN and fuzzy logic in the civil engineering, or so, and other programs, so that we civil engineers get the chance and you get the scope of work around the world in global level, so that we can get the things to be tuning with the future. So thanks from my side, and thanks to the organizers.
So I am very much thankful to our chief guest of the valedictory function, Dr. Praveen Nemade sir, for his feedback on the STTP. He joined from the session 1, and he is present for all the sessions, and he has shared his true feedback. So if any participant want to speak, then they can raise their hands. Now I would like to request Dr. Beck sir to share his views on this STTP. Dr. Beck sir is the head of the Department of Electrical Engineering in Mauli College of Engineering, Shegaon. And I would like to ask him to share his views on this STTP. He has helped while planning this STTP. So, Dr. Beck sir, am I audible to you?
Can you unmute me, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Very good afternoon to all of you.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I would like to congratulate Dr. Khedkar, Professor Nimbekar, and his entire team for conducting such a nice and wonderful STTP, wherein lot many things have been presented about the recent trends in civil engineering. I'm not a expert in the field of civil engineering, but since I have to speak here, so I would like to speak something about the recent trends in civil engineering. it seems that from the feedback of the faculty members that most of the faculty members, they are satisfied with the contents of the STTP. So that is very great. And really, the civil department has done a wonderful job of organizing this STTP for 1 week. Am I audible? Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir, you are
Yes,
audible.
sir.
Okay. As far as this recent trends in civil engineering is concerned, I feel that civil engineering is the oldest branch of engineering. So this is the most primitive branch of engineering, because right from the beginning, whenever the human being they came into existence, all of us know that the primitive human being must have satisfied their hunger first, and once the hunger of human being is satisfied, the next thing is that to find a safe and comfortable shelter. So that way, the very first civil engineer must be the primitive human being, because that human being must be searching for a very safe and comfortable shelter to safeguard their lives. So this is the oldest branch of engineering, and as the human evolution progressed, accordingly the type of shelters they must have progressed. The purpose of the shelters was to provide safety to the human beings, and then to provide the comfortable living in that. So that way, this is the primitive branch or the oldest branch of engineering. Now, as far as the recent trends are concerned, what come to my knowledge is that basically there are three fields of emerging civil engineering that comes to my mind. Is that one is the smart cities, because every government is planning to go for the smart cities. The other is the green infrastructure, and the third is the integration of the transport. So these are the three major aspects in which the civil engineering is likely to proceed in the coming years. And as far as civil engineering is concerned, I think civil engineers, they should see the development or the recent trends in the field of civil engineering along with the development in the allied fields of engineering. Say, for example, civil engineers, they need the material for the construction. So unless there is some changes or some discoveries or some inventions in the field of material, the infrastructure is not going to change. So I basically think that first there is a development in the material science, and then there is the radical changes or radical developments in the field of civil engineering. So this is my aspect of thinking of this recent trends in civil engineering. So one has to think about these allied fields also. What are the happenings in the field of what we say the field of material science particularly, because as the newer and newer materials are coming into picture, so this new types of material, they directly affect the infrastructure development. So, for example, now we know that there is a development of graphene, and we know that graphene is a very good material. It has got a strength which is several times greater than the strength of the steel. So, probably I predict that in the years to come, in the near future, this graphene will be used in the infrastructure development and all these things. So, I once again congratulate all the entire team of this STTP, particularly Dr. Khedkar and Nimbekar and the Department of Civil Engineering for organizing such an informative STTP. And I hope that each and every participant must have been benefited by the recent happenings in the field of civil engineering. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable support throughout the STTP. While arranging the resource person, you helped us a lot, and you also guided us a lot. And also you shared your true feedback for this STTP. So we all civil department are very much thankful to you. And now it's time that I would like to invite Dr. P.M. Ardapurkar sir, who is working as head of IQSC in Mauli Group of Institutions, to share his valuable feedback. Sir is PhD holder from the IIT Bombay. Sir is the head of the Department of the Mechanical Engineering also. So I would like to invite him to share his thoughts on this STTP. So I welcome Dr. Ardapurkar sir.
Thank you, sir. I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, all of you, for giving opportunity to me to speak in your STTP of civil engineering. It was one big training program on recent trends in civil engineering. Chief guest, Dr. Praveen Nemade sir, for this valedictory function. The head of the department, civil engineering, Professor Dr. Khedkar sir, the coordinator, Professor Nimbekar sir, and all dear participants for this STTP. I could see that the topics covered in this STTP are really of different natures. It was encompassing each and every aspect of civil engineering, starting from advances, then sustainable development, construction, green technology, structural engineering, town planning, and some unique topics like seismic vibration control techniques and so on. So it was really a good basket you provided to all the participants who were mainly uh, from faculty side, academic, as well as few were from the industry also. And more importantly, I could see the participants, they were from, it's a really good blend, like junior faculty members as well as senior faculty members. So which gives you really, in true sense, the platform for the exchange of ideas. When I today log in to this site, I was really surprised and happy to see that the most senior person, Dr. Praveen Nemade sir, is a principal. And really, the question came to my mind that he is a principal, and now from last 15-20 days, we all are busy with admissions, and the as a principal, he is really overloaded. But he was attending each and every session. That shows, that's a really great example for all the other faculty members, that his interest, dedication to civil engineering, to share his views and to receive the knowledge, additional information about the civil engineering. So that's a really great inspiration to personally me also. Thank you, Nemade sir, for your all the interest in knowing and sharing your views about the advances in civil engineering. As far as resource persons are concerned, I have seen that the resource persons were both from academia as well as industry. From Nagpur, then Pune, Amravati, Akola, even outside state like Gujarat BVM Engineering College, Anand, then SVNIT Surat, and even Presidency University Bangalore. So congratulate Dr. Khedkar sir and Professor Nimbekar sir for really making this event very successful, bringing the excellent resource person and as well as the participants. Professor Nemade sir really, in nice words, he presented the importance of the faculty development. I would like to share that recently you all might be knowing National Education Policy 2020 has been launched, and we all are talking about NAP 2020. In alignment with that, to make it very successful implementation of National Education Policy, recently on 10th August, University Grants Commission introduced a new draft, and that is Institutional Development Plan. Probably few faculty members might not be knowing about this. So that's why I thought I must share, I must spread this information among all our faculty members. This institutional development plan is to revolutionize the higher education system across the nation. and it mainly focuses on three different aspects. Number one, it is actually gives you the opportunity for private collaboration for funding for all the institutions. So UGC will take initiative how the funding will be provided to the institutions. That's really a very great idea by the UGC. Second aspect is about the emotional infrastructure. They introduced this new term, emotional infrastructure. It's really new to all of us. That is to take care of the well-being of the students. And the third aspect, they are focusing on the faculty development. And let me tell, my focus will be on this faculty development here because we are all here attending the STTP from last 6 days. The faculty development, they are bringing up a new system for the ranking. They are calling it as a faculty ranking system. It is revamped totally, and it's really groundbreaking for all the faculty members. So, like we know that there are the ranking for the NRF ranking is there, accreditations is there, which decides the ranking or grades for the each and every institute. On similar line, now in future, once this draft will be accepted and published, then each faculty members will have their individual ranking. Will be known by our own ranking. Unique ID and ranking will be awarded to each and every faculty member based on the faculty contributions in the academics, mentoring, teaching, and research as well. So therefore, in that perspective, I would like to mention here that all the faculty members, whether you are young, whether you are junior or senior, everyone of us will have to think about how I will get a good rank in this system. And therefore, it is very much essential to attend all these faculty development programs. That's personal, even if you think about personal level, this is very important. Forget that for teaching, learning process and all. So your profile must be very updated. Your knowledge, you must have updated knowledge in your domain. And that's why I thought I must share about this UGC new initiative which is coming up. I would like to say that it was a really great efforts by the HOD of Civil Engineering and the coordinator for Professor Abhishek Nimbekar, who really took efforts, and all the faculty members of the Civil Engineering. I was observing their efforts from last 1 month as a IQAC head. So really they took efforts in a team, and that was a teamwork, and that's why this STTP became a very successful event. Thank you for conducting such event for our institute, and I'm thankful equally to all the resource persons as well as participants. I would take one more opportunity to share one more.
Okay, na, यही ID.
Hello.